All right. All right, let me do a check here. Looks like my mic is still pretty hot. All right. Hey, everybody, this is Eric. It's TopFlight Trades. It is, where are we at? January 23rd right now. So I've adjusted the mic. Hopefully it's not as hot today. I got it out of the way a little bit, so I did try there. Basically, this is the weekend, the Saturday stock review. Every weekend, pretty much look at the market, see what happened last week. We'll take a look at what we're looking at for this coming week and what we anticipate. And of course, want to look back and see how we've done in the last week or two. Usually I don't focus on that so much and look back at our wins. But I'm going to go over a few of those this time and kind of talk about that a little bit. I'm also thinking about doing another video actually after this one. I'm going to break it up. But we'd kind of talked with some members about some options. Some are new to options. I was new to options just under a year ago. In fact, back in February, late February is when I started with options. And so we're going to try to answer some questions. I'm not the expert in options. Again, that's kind of why I've never really talked about options much, is because I was learning. And I wanted to focus on my picks. And then pretty much I just apply options to those picks to kind of magnify the winnings. And so yeah, but I'll do a separate video on that. I'll do it probably about an hour after this video wraps up. I'll come back and I'll do that. And that way our members can, I can talk a little bit about options, a little bit on how to place the orders and on the order types and that, and what I do. And yeah, so that is that. I will get into a little bit here. I mentioned kind of about, our picks and how I play options to kind of, make the gain so explosive and great. That's what options are for. And that's what makes options so great. But I'm going to give a couple examples. If you go over to InvestFeed, you can see a lot of our picks over there, and a lot of them do really well. As you could tell, I don't know what it shows. The average hold time is 70, 80 days. I actually like, I buy the options. Now I like it about at least 100 days out. So I like to buy and sit on it. And I'm not day trading. I guess you can call it swing trading if you really want to say up to 3 months. But if you play an option on that, the profits can really be real great. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and talk. I'll go over a few that I exited this week. I exited a handful of positions on InvestFeed. Didn't close them out, but just started kind of scaling out a bit and kind of go over those and look at what those profits were just by playing the stocks. And then we'll look at it as if we played the options on it. And I'll show you. So, all right, let's jump on over to the screen share right now. We're going to take a look at the charts. Real quick, there is a group chat. If you're watching on Google Hangouts, there's a group chat. Should be on over here. This is also streaming to YouTube. This is also streaming at topflighttrades.com. And of course, I have the link posted over at InvestFeed. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. So if anybody has any questions, you can try to flag me on the group chat there, and hopefully I hear it. I'll keep an eye on it as well. All right. Okay, so here is the S&P. Now, we just did a video last weekend. I made a trip out of town, went to Tokyo. And so I didn't do a video last Saturday. And instead I did, after I got home, I did a Wednesday night video to kind of catch up a little bit on where we were at. And at that point, Wednesday, we were down here in this candle, this guy right down here. Right? Yeah, Wednesday night. And so kind of looking at our support and resistance, what are we looking at here? We can see we kind of came down to this area here and broke through it. But that's okay sometimes. Sometimes it'll do that. But what I noticed, though, was when I went to the weekly, let me jump to the monthly. The line is written on the weekly chart, but you can see we pretty much have this area down here going all the way back to 2009, 2011, and then now 2016. We've come down and touched this area here. This is the third time. So let me draw this out. This is the weekly. Sorry, it's kind of long. But you can see the line is a little bit better. So right over here, here's our 2009. We came down and touched it. Clearly, we touched it again in 2011. Kind of held the moving averages here. Came close, but, down here we crossed it. So looks like we closed above it right now. So with that, that gives me some sort of indication that perhaps we're close to finding a bottom here, perhaps. Doesn't mean we're not going to break through. Doesn't mean we can't have another. This is a weekly chart, so it doesn't mean we can't have another couple weeks. It's just going to hold this line. But just kind of interesting. I'd never noticed that before. So, and again, this black line down here is that line. So you can kind of see how we pretty much came and held it. We've definitely crossed underneath it. Probably shook out a lot of people if they even knew that was there, if they played that. But yeah, quite a day there, huh? So anyway, so now here we go back up. Okay, where do we go from here? Well, I definitely think we're going to get a bounce out of this. Myself, I have a problem finding the strength in the markets. I don't think we're going to fully recover or anything. We'll definitely get a bounce. But what I see is this dotted line here. I just kind of see this downward sloping resistance area up in here. And we have the moving averages. So any of these can just really kind of, it's a cover can get in the way here. So, I mean, who knows how far we'll come up. We're looking at the spider here. So we could come up to 200. And what do you know? It's 200. That's always a good area of support and resistance, right? Nice round number. So, and these are going to draw down. So we might come up to here. This is might take a few days, might trade sideways. These moving averages are going to get in the way, and you're going to have a nice round number there. Perhaps you're going to have these moving averages. We might pop on through a little bit. That's what I'm thinking, but I think we're going to mostly respect this, maintain this downward sloping resistance area here. If that, I wouldn't be surprised if this just goes up 2 or 3 days and then continues to fall again. I just don't see the strength. I don't read every article on the markets. I try not to watch the news actually, but I do, of course, what I do read on InvestFeed, I'll read some bit of Stock Twits, and I know Stock Twits is just it's all opinion, but getting just an idea. I mean, that's all the noise that we do take in. It tends to alter our opinions perhaps and influence us differently. And reading all of that into it, looking at the market, seeing the news, the little bit I watch, everything, I don't think we could just really bounce back and find new highs. I don't really expect us to bounce and come back up above 211 here. Let me zoom out a bit. And certainly not, let me go to the weekly. And certainly not back above 213. I mean, I'm not seeing a full recovery out of here to new highs, but that's just me. So my opinion may change in 6 weeks. Who knows? So back to the daily on here. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there. Here's the Dow. Let's see the NASDAQ. Pretty much we got going here. Okay, so pretty much the same thing. You see we come down to this area here. I was just mostly paying attention to the SPY right now, but you get the idea. Same kind of thing here. I draw on this line up here as well. It's kind of downward sloping. That's what we're looking at. So again, we might, for the NASDAQ, we might come up here to just under 5,000. We'll see. All right. So what I want to go over a little bit really quickly here, kind of before we get into a few of the picks and the stocks we'll be watching this coming week, I want to kind of go over a little bit on what we've exited out on over at InvestFeed, because it was a couple of days ago. Jump on over a couple of days ago. The market was down quite a bit, and I decided I wanted to kind of close a few things out, take some profits. And actually, I didn't close anything out. I just wanted to kind of partial positions, and that's about it. Just kind of taking the money off the table there. So anyways, so obviously the ones I closed out on were ones that have strong gains in them right now. These are just kind of middle of the pack. And a lot of these I held multiple positions on, and I just kind of, plucked out a few. Going back here, you got ECA. We closed out of that. All these we closed out on the 21st, so a couple of days ago. Yeah, right after the open. Market's open at 6:30 my time, so this is half an hour into it. So ECA got in back in October, closed it out now. So 56% return. EMES from November, 58%. I posted these too here the other day. Here's another EMES, 66. I got into that a little bit earlier, so averaging that. Anyways, so we did pretty good here, and these stocks just continue to fall. I mean, I guess that's the thing, is you could day trade and you can go day to day and it's really kind of sketchy. But what I like to keep an eye on is, I think of it as short-term and long-term vision. And I'm not like a buy and hold guy, that's for sure. But when I try to play much shorter time periods, I don't do as well. I tend to lose focus. And what it reminds me of is if you're standing at the bow of a huge ship and you're looking straight down and watching the waves slap the hull. You can't see where you're going. You're watching every little bit of action. It's distracting. You don't have a big picture. And of course, if you wanted to steer the ship in the right direction, you need to be back on the deck or on the bridge and looking at the horizon. You need to kind of take a longer vision view. So I kind of like to keep an eye on the horizon a little bit, kind of understand where I think we're going, and then make plays off that. But the too short term of a vision to me is you're walking around staring at your feet, walking into walls kind of a thing. That's kind of how I think about it. So anyways, so you can see a lot of these, I thought they were bearish then. And going back to September, I was bearish on the market at that point. I got bearish back in June when we failed to make a new high, June 20th, 19th, something like that. Finally convinced me a little bit. And I started some bearish positions here. But you can see some of these go back quite a ways, and holding the course, pretty much just holding these out for obviously more than close to 100 days here or more, have done well. So we're fortunate. So that includes all the ups and downs in the market. This is the overall trend of what these have done. So kind of scooting down here, you can see SWC. Let's see, I'll pull a little chart up. SWC. So back in September, the chart doesn't even show it. So 46%, BAS 50%, Marathon Oil 50%. So October, so MCF again, right? GSX. These are still ones I closed out the other day, partials. So DSX again from November. I mean, what a run from 593. So right, I can't do that, but 593 down to 271. DSX is my best trade by far. That was the option I played the put and got the 2,900% return on, which is, I could barely even calculate that. But anyways, WPX. Okay, November 12th. Yeah, so we got on that first little hump there. SGY. Yeah. So this is a recent one. This is December 7th. So right before it dropped, it looked like. CHK, what do we got here? 60% on CHK from September. TCS, November 11th. So right there at the top of that hump there. 61%. SGY, we're looking at 70% from November 11th also. DNR, November 11th, we got into 71%. A couple more here. CWEI, September 1st, 73%. Is it Seadrill? Where'd it go? Yeah, Seadrill, 70. And then PVA was the last one on the greatest gain on the closeout on the 21st of January. You could see it down to 15 cents. We got in at 86. So that's just a piece of crap. But it's not a lot of dollars. I mean, if you're playing the options, it probably wouldn't help you very much there, certainly. But, if you're playing percentages, that's good. So that is that. And again, in the next video, I'm going to kind of go over this again really quick, not in greater detail on the performance of these right here, but I'm going to kind of compare to, let's say, this one right here, the SWC. If we got in on the 29th, the day after this alert, even how you would have beaten 46% on the option if you bought a put and held it for 100 plus days. You'd probably at least triple your money. So that's kind of what I'm going to kind of talk about and show the difference of it. And then we'll kind of walk through again the options and how I do it. And again, with the options, I don't do anything. I try to keep everything as simple as I possibly can. I don't do straddles. Oh my gosh, did I end this thing? Hold on. Are we still here? Okay, good. Okay. I just simply buy calls and puts. I don't do anything. I just don't need it. I really try to keep things simple and learn. And when things are going well, I want to just keep things simple. I don't want to make things more difficult. And that's a good thing. Again, I really think so, because people think that, to do well in the markets, you have to have this mega algorithm and this super secret thing, and you just really don't need it. I think that if you know which way the market's going to go, and you just even playing off moving averages, you could do really well. But I think the hard part is understanding, obviously, which way the market's going to go, because most stocks will go with the market direction. That's my opinion on that. Okay, so let's jump back over again. What we'll do now is I'm going to go over a few stocks that we're looking at, and I actually do have a few long picks. Okay, this looking at the S&P there, thinking if we're going to get a bounce out of this for another couple of weeks, well, we'll have a couple of ideas here that came up for some long calls. Now, these are ones I'm not anticipating that I would hold 100 days or anything like that. Right now, my opinion of the markets, these would be short term. If you reach your profit targets, I would take it. I'd have some tight stops, kind of a thing. So let me jump back on over to the charts again, and I'll kind of shoot through a few of these. Okay, so these are just a few here that my system has come up with for long calls right now. And usually when the market's fully bearish and everything like that, I don't even post my bullish setups, because you're going to be fighting the market and you're not going to win. So, but again, right now, looking at the S&P, we're going to get a bounce out of this for maybe a week, hopefully. I know a lot of people want to see a bounce out of this thing for a long time, obviously. But again, as I discussed, if we can get a couple weeks out of this, a week or two, that's a couple weeks worth of movement. And so we can get some of these good, strong companies, and I think we might be able to get a bounce out of. So the first one we're looking at is Facebook. And now I got lines all over this because I've been playing this thing for a long time. You can just see where I've drawn some old support and resistance lines. You can kind of disregard those, but look at where we're at here right now. And let me get rid of this guy. I don't like that guy. Okay, so and I haven't studied this too much. It's just popped up. I wanted to share a few. I know we got earnings coming up in 3 days for Facebook, 50-cent estimate. Yeah, I haven't followed Facebook much at all, but you can see you've got a linear regression channel here. It is upward sloping for Facebook, and we're at the bottom of it right now. We held the 200-day moving average right there, held that. That's good. Again, there's earnings coming up. It's probably going to beat earnings, and everybody's going to jump right in this. This is just going to pop, probably come back up over the $100 level. We'll see. I'm not making that call, but anyways, the linear regression channel I like. You can see, obviously it moves each day. It moves a lot based on the formula, on the averages and the standard deviation and that type of thing. And so this will move. So that's why it's always so accurate when you look back. But anyways, you can see we are at the bottom of that right now. We do have the 100-day moving average and the 50-day moving average just above. But if we get a good strong pop out of earnings, I think we can clear this. So that's Facebook. Again, I'd definitely play some tight stops. If you were to play this, you're playing straight stocks, I would put a tight stop under the 200-day. I don't like to go more than 8% on the stops. But that's for you to decide. But you can see how it did hold the 200-day. We got this nice shakeout here on this day, boy. A lot of people had their stops underneath the 200-day all the way down to $90, $89, and their orders probably got hit, and they're probably a little upset right now. That's what I worry about, having tight stops under moving averages. You just get these days where they shake you out. Anyways, so that's Facebook. Next we have, and don't ask me about the fundamentals of these. I mean, I know that these companies are fairly strong. I didn't check this morning to see how well they've done in the last few weeks. So these are my technical setups. These are my strong ones. So there's Baba. Okay. Now, unless somebody just got thrown in jail or something, I don't know that. Okay. So, but these are technical setups. So again, let's zoom out here. So you can see we got a linear regression channel. It is sloping upward. We're at the bottom of it right now. We are underneath all the moving averages. That's not very good. Earnings in 4 days, 69-cent per share expectation. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I wouldn't play this one myself. I don't like it. What happened there? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Anyways, I don't like Baba too much, but it made the list. Next, we have Visa. B. What do we got? Okay, we're just above the 200-day right here. Here's the 200-day moving average. It's purple. Then we have the 100-day and then the 50-day. Same kind of thing here. I mean, earnings also in 4 days, 68 cents. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of earnings plays because I really think it's a crapshoot. It could be a good, strong company with strong fundamentals. They beat it, and there's some reason that people just freaking tank, or they just bail out of it. They don't like the outlook. They don't like whatever it is. I don't know. But you could have a surefire bet on what you think earnings are going to do, but how the market responds is an absolute another story. Another story. It could be the worst company in the world, and they're reporting $1 share per loss, and this thing will go up 30%. It makes no sense. So I don't study it. Okay, so there's Visa. Again, we'll see how these do. I'm just kind of throwing these out here that made my technicals, and we'll see. Nike. Yeah, I don't know. Again, when I'm bullish, I like the stock to kind of prove itself and find some new highs. I don't like this at all. I don't think I'd want it to kind of prove itself to me. I mean, I don't know. Not liking too much. This thing is split recently, 2-for-1 split back in Christmas Eve. Just beat earnings back then. So, okay, that's Nike. I'll keep going pretty quick here. Have a go. Okay. God, these things just tanked in the last couple of weeks here. Oh my gosh. Top of the year. Yeah, that's top of the year for us. I guess the rest of the markets did that as well. But what a bummer. 150 down to 120. Good golly. Anyway, so if we can get any kind of recovery out of this, again, you see the channel, linear regression channel. Definitely like us to see it pop through these moving averages. At least we got the 100-day and you got the 200-day kind of coming together right there. It would be nice. If I were to play this, I would definitely wait for us to close up above those two. Then I'd start a small position. I wouldn't get in just yet. I'm willing to let this thing run a few more bucks to show me. That's that. We got earnings in 31 days. And they're expecting $2.15 per share earnings. Then we have TSO. Soro. I don't know about this one. Yikes. Well, for those who like to buy on dips, right? Here's your dip. Let's just throw a line in here. It's not exact, but where were we? Let's see that general area right there. Let's take a look on the weekly. It's probably a little clearer. A little bit. Kind of see this area. I don't know. Anyways, but we've come down and touched that area, and you can see we've been flirting in that area quite a bit here in recent months, in the last year. Can we see a bounce out of this thing? If we get a bounce out of some oil, I think we'll probably see that. So this could be a nice spot to get in if you like Tesoro. Again, I like to find new highs. So looking at this, it's not realistic, but I wouldn't get into probably we got above this area here. That's still $17 away. I mean, I wouldn't let that ride through, but that's just how I play it. IDTI. Okay. Looks a little more orderly. IDTI, we got earnings in 8 days. This is the daily chart again. So anyways, you can see that there. Yeah, so that is that. Same kind of thing. Again, we're at the bottom of the channel here. And yeah, anyways, that's enough about that one. So then we have Google. Okay, so Google looks a little bit better here. I'm seeing this area right here. You can kind of see this area right in here. We come up, hit it, failed, hit it, popped on through. It's amazing when we come up to resistance, how oftentimes when we break through it, it's often to gap up over it. Gapped up, continue to ride, and what's it do? It pulls right on back to it. That's a good sign, to ask me. I can give you a percentage, but it seems so often that when the stock comes up and hits resistance a few times and it pops through it, usually it comes right back down and tests it as support, and then it goes. Okay, so this has taken a while, but we've come back and touched it. So to me, we've gone back. There's that little gap in here. I guess you could see we've filled, but we've come back and touched it. So this thing could really go right now. And we have earnings in 8 days. What are we looking for? $6.65 a share. It's currently priced at $745. So interesting. Next, we have LinkedIn. Oh boy. Check the fundamentals on this guy. Boy, hasn't really held up very well since mid-November, has he? She. $199 currently right now. We got earnings is already behind us. It popped up nice on earning. Holy smokes. Earning estimate was 32-cent loss, and it was only a 6-cent loss in actuals. The thing popped. Wow. Okay, well, quickly turn right back around. Here we are back down here again. Ugly. I'm not touching this swing for anything. But I guess if you're, again, one of those like to buy low, buy the dips, like falling knives, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, here's global payments. Same thing. I mean, again, I think this is why this hit my system. I couldn't tell you the exact setup. I am not playing the longs right now. But, all this closed right above the 200-day. It's the bottom of the linear regression channel. We get a good, strong market. Markets, get bullish action again. This thing can totally come right back up. Currently, it's at $58. It could come up to, 70, 80. Just some ideas, folks. Okay, so that's it for some of the long ideas that I had. And again, I'm not suggesting those. I don't think the market's ready for it. Could be a good play here for the next week or two. If that, I mean, there's no telling right now, obviously. So, okay. Now we're going to look into some ideas we have for this week. First, let me get into SWN. We got into SWN yesterday. I bought some, what did I buy? June 8 puts. Yeah, where's my note? Yes, June 8 puts. So I'm expecting this thing to pull back. Come on back down. So, and again, my outlook, I said June, so I'm expecting this thing to be out for quite a while. It might go up again. It could come up to here. That's fine. See, I allow that. That's why I have 100 days out there, because I think this thing overall is not going to get higher. So here's the weekly. Okay, so you can see the linear regression channel we have here. It's drawn nicely to be within this range here quite well. So you could argue this actually could go up for another week. I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it. But what I'm at is down here. It's just got to be lower than where it is all the way out here in June, into June. Actually, into June all the way out here. And the company's fundamentals just stink. So I'm not concerned about it. And then you get any kind of other world event. The only thing would be is if energy just really bounced back. But again, the companies that stink, that it doesn't change their fundamentals, really. I mean, yeah, the price of oil might go up, but that's not going to help their bottom line today. That might help their bottom line, 3 quarters from now. Well, they may be out of business by then, unfortunately. And if you've seen any of the headlines in that, if you ever just look at headlines, again, I don't try not to watch the news or anything like that much, but there is concern about a lot of these energy companies that are going belly up. They're going to be belly up soon. They don't have the cash flow. They're taking out more debt. They're doing whatever they can to help save their capital so they can keep the lights on and keep people employed and keep the things going. And they just cannot keep up with where oil is right now. And it's just a waiting game, unfortunately. Oil could turn around quite a bit right now, but I mean, how soon is that oil going to get out and get to the market, and where they're going to actually start to see profits and help their bottom line without cutting back on their production and closing down equipment, breaking down, and you name it. So that's why on energy, I continue to play energy to the downside, even when we have these pops. These are just buying opportunities. Okay. So big picture, what's oil doing? Yes, it's doing great here. SWN's done great the last few weeks, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Target met. Time to get in. I guess you could say it's just kind of like people buying on these dips, but you got to have something behind it. You got to have a channel or something. I think you have to, don't just buy it because it's falling. Have a plan. So SWN. So that's what I did. And I posted that on InvestFeed as well. Some of the others we're going to be looking at this week that I have not studied these yet. I do that especially harder on Sundays. What do we got here? Oh, Golar. Yeah. Okay. I haven't read the news on this. I haven't seen anything yet. But this move, 50% move, got my attention. So it's water transportation. What did we do here? Okay, why they jumped? I'm not pulling that up. Here's why. Okay. Oh, on the Schlumberger memorandum. Okay, don't know what that is. I haven't read it. Signs a MOU with Schlumberger. Cooperate the global development of greenfield, brownfield, and stranded gas reserves. Okay, so they got into an agreement with them, and whatever. People find it positive, but we'll see how positive it remains. Okay, this could come up to the what do we got, the 50-day here? This can come up to the 50-day, essentially hold this channel and turn right around and come right on back. Okay, that's great news, but it doesn't change their fundamentals. They can get downgraded by 3 outfits tomorrow, so Monday, and this thing could totally come right back down, and that okay. That's what I'm watching, and again, I'm looking out 100 days. Let's jump back out again. Let's go to the weekly. Okay. So the weekly, no, we are at the bottom, at the lower part of the channel right here, but you know what? There's still some room. I mean, that goes down. There's 0 right there. All right, that's not a very good example, but anyway, so here's a daily, and going out to June, should be more than 100 days. So yeah, so that's pretty much, I'm betting it's going to be lower than this spot. Well, my break-even point would be, if I got in, would be less, but anyways, in June. So that's kind of what I'm doing. What's volume? Volume 2 million shares. That's good enough. Okay, I like at least 700-800 million. ZFGN. This is very low volume, I believe. No, it's actually 1.6 million. I don't know much about this outfit at all, except this recently popped. It's hit my list here a couple days ago on this pop. And then it opened up high. It's since pulled back. And no, we got the 50-day there. Looks like we closed underneath the 50-day. So where are we at? We're at 884. What do you think we come back to 6? So it could be a good short opportunity for you. I don't know if they offer options on this stock or not. But look at the volume. Boy, that's what's it normally? Well, the average volume is 1.6 million, but you have days like this that are just, how much volume was that day? 24 million. Yeah, I mean, that's going to skew the average, but you can see it's pretty low volume. So maybe a million shares a day on average, ultimately, if you look back. I don't know. Okay, anyways, that's one. Talk about this. When did we talk about this one? A couple days ago? Well, you can see that it's come up here, and here's our linear regression channel. You can see this has held it nicely. We're at the top of it now. We did close above the 50-day. Why this popped, I don't know. We got some volume, but the fundamentals of this company are not very strong. It's oil and gas. I guess this was probably just the pop in oil the last couple of days. People are just so anxious to get in and call a bottom. That'll hurt you because they call the bottom here. They call the bottom here. They call the bottom here. They call. So I'm not making fun of anybody. Okay, sorry. Anyways, you can see pretty much what I'm looking at. Okay, got the channel here. I think we're going to come right back down. But, sometimes I am wrong. Anyways, we have earnings coming up in 32 days, looking for a penny loss per share on the estimation. All right, they beat earnings last time. It was a 14-cent loss, and they only had a nickel loss. So we'll see. I bet this thing comes right back down and then probably pops again for earnings back up and over here now. Okay, it's RRC. Next, we have Trove. Trovagene. Low volume, 556,000. So I wouldn't play this. And look at that volume there. Oh, my gosh. See, that's trouble to me. That's just trouble. That's people just chasing this piece of whoa. Excuse my language there. But, look at this. Come on. This is a piece of crap. And it gets a pop out of it. What's the news? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Jeez. Okay. Files SEC 8K. All right. Enters an agreement with America's Choice provider establishing health insurance access to its entire suite of circulating tumor. All right. Whatever. Healthcare, of course. Okay. Well, anyways, that's a lot of people going to be holding here pretty quick, I think. And looking at in Friday's action, that's not good. Oh boy, there's a lot of people in here they're bailing. They're going to bail. This thing's just going to right back down. So anyways, it's what do you think? Under 350? least under 4. Yeah, no position in this one. I don't know. It's pretty cheap. Wouldn't get very good movement out of it. It's got low volume. May not even have options on it. I don't know. So that is that. Let me take a look. I got written in front of me just a few that we're watching here. I've had on my watch list for a couple of weeks. I don't remember when this was, but EGO. It might have been back in one of these little high days here. I don't remember. But this list goes back at least. Let's see. Yeah, at least a couple of weeks. Oh, no, at least a week, because AMID, I got into AMID back here and got a pop out of it. And this is all posted on InvestFeed. GSM we never did, I don't think. Oh, yes, we did. GSM. Where is it? Oh, I currently hold GSM. Thank you. Sometimes I hold, 20, 25 positions and I lose track of them. And then a lot of these keep coming up and getting my attention. And anyways, yeah, so this green, I own March 10 puts on it. So, yeah, so I'm in the money on this one now. And I got till here for this thing to continue to be under this area here at 950. That was my break-even point. So that's my break-even point. So as long as we're underneath here strongly, at the end of March, we'll be doing really good. I don't know where I'm at with it right now, but in the green anyways. GEOS, where are we at? Same thing. So I'll have to look and see when we talked about these. But EEP, oh man, this one looked good. Did not play it. Didn't play it. Holy smokes, down $10. Well, yeah, it was down from 24. And I'm not saying that was when it was got my attention. 24 down to 14. Wow. Let me see something here. I'm really curious to see when this may have gotten my attention. My system's pretty good at picking. Some January 13th. Oh, I wrote so far so good. So January 13th. So where's that? Okay. Oh, this thing had just been taken. Yeah. So, okay. At least that was my last post on InvestFeed on this one. At least it's not premium. I have another machine here that I'm not logged in under. But anyways. Okay. Wow. EEP. X. I just closed out of ABX. ABX. No, I'm in ABX. Sorry, I got stickers everywhere from ones I've closed and ones I'm in. So anyways, ABX is gold. It's not doing well on me right now. I got April 9 puts. So we'll see. TDoc, no position in this one. We looked at Avid, trading sideways there. DDC, trading sideways. Yeah, let's see this red line I got in back there in this red line. That should be posted in InvestFeed. Trading sideways on me right now, but that's fine. So this is either going to pop, go against me, or not, obviously. So on this one, I have May $10 puts. So I'm just floating there, less the premium. I'm pretty much floating even as this thing's going to deteriorate in value. But I got all the way out to here to make it underneath 10. So, but you see we're still in the channel. That's fine. This could come up a little bit, trade sideways some more, and then I expect it to start going down. Hopefully be down here. Hopefully down here at 5 by the time it expires in May. AGI. Do I have AGI? No. No, I don't think I do. Okay. This one, SIEN. It's got my attention here a few days ago, and it just popped 14% here on me. I've been talking about this one. I don't remember when it was. Let me look here. But SIEN. But yeah, we just got a pop out of it here. So let me see here. See if I can see any comments or anything I had left. again, my notes I have in front of me, I didn't. The January 7th initial Thursday list. So back in the 7th of January, I started watching this. Where's January 7th? Oh, early on. So I was right back in there. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I didn't get into it yet. And you can see, looking at the channel here, we're still out in the middle of it. I don't know if that's what reason why I didn't enter this or not, but we're still watching it. I don't know. Anyways, that's that. Yeah, so that is it. Let me shoot through a few others here. CENX, I'm in this one. You can see I got back there at 1228. MT got back there in 1229. GSM we already talked about. CNX got back in there on January 7th. Talked about AMID already. Back in there on January 11th. That's what this red horizontal line kind of tells me. That's where I've entered. I talked about ABX. Okay, that's the one that's not doing me well. SWM, we just got in yesterday. You can see where that is. We got earnings coming up in 32 days. ATI, where's that? Okay, so that one we're doing good so far. Got some July 10 puts on this one. So far, so good. KMI. Okay, KMI. Real quick on KMI. I got in, obviously back here. Did nicely down to here. Then it turned on me, and I think on this day, Thursday, I think I sold. I had two different contracts out. I sold for a minimal gain of, I think, 10 and 30%, which is actually kind of low recently. But they're still positive. They're still green. I'll take them any day. Got out green. And I didn't note it here, but I bought more. Small amount of puts right back here, right back in. I kind of waited. We got back above this line here. And it wasn't anything. It was kind of more or less the profits. I had a small amount of profits from the two I already had. I just kind of let this thing pop on me again. I just kind of reset it. And we're going to let it continue to go down. All right. So DSX. This is one we just got out of for 351% profit. I still have some other positions. On this day, I got in on some more, which I got in on some March contracts, I think. Again, I talked about this one a lot. This one up here, I got in. This is the 2,900% return that I got on got the $4 puts for a nickel. And sold them for 60 cents, $1.35. $1.51. Yeah, bought it for a nickel and sold it for $1.51. I don't remember which day it was. It was probably right down in here. That was the 2,900% return. And I bought more. It kind of came up, popped again, and I bought more. And then I took some of that profits I already had, threw some more in, and I expect this thing just to continue to tumble. So that's DSX. USO, I just closed out. I'll be doing USO. USO, I finally just decided to bail out of it. Green. Let me see. USO, 93% return. Looks like, I think it says $1.99, and I sold it for $3.65. Those were February's. That's why I sold it, because it expires here soon. Yeah. So that was a 93% return, and I'm out. I think I'm done with oil for now. I don't know. Okay, so that is that. And then finally we talked about MT. All right. So that's what I have. So that's what's going on. This video is now taking 45 minutes. I'm sorry it's taken so long. If I'm thirsty. Got my kokanee beer. Nothing but the best out here in Seattle, I tell you what. And hey, if anybody went to the InvestFeed thing out there in New York, I'd love to hear how it went. I actually was on my way out there. I had a few days and was going to fly from LAX to LaGuardia, and got down to Sacramento. Then some changes came up, some things came up, and I couldn't make it out. And in the end, it ended up being a good call because everything got delayed a few days. So I would have flown out there, and I would have had to turn around and leave and not get to take part in all the fun. So I'm curious to see how it went. So hopefully it went really well. It was really, really awesome that popped up, and I had the opportunity where I already had some travel set aside some time and that, and we did Tokyo. The Tokyo trip, by the way, I won't get into it, but my travel partner, her luggage never arrived. So she ended up wearing the same clothes for 4 days, washing them in the sink every night. She lost her wallet on the flight on the way there somewhere, maybe in LA, which included her driver's license, not her passport. She had her passport, included driver's license and $600-700 in cash, something like that, or spending money. And then on the way home, we couldn't get on a flight. And I had to kick out $2,400 for 2 tickets to get home quickly instead of flying standby. So it was an expensive trip, but one that I'll never forget. And Tokyo was just absolutely incredible. And it was just a blast. Despite all the troubles, it was, you got to go check that place out. It's just incredible. I mean, the people are just so nice, and the place is so clean, and it's really quiet too. Incredibly. Even in Tokyo, you don't hear, I never heard, I think I heard 2 fire trucks the whole time I was there for 4 or 5 days. Just quiet, just really amazing place. So, okay, that's what I have for today, folks. Thanks a lot for watching. Again, this is Eric at TopFlight Trades. Come on over to investfeed.com and you can watch our trades there and take that and profit. I also have a website, TopFlight Trades, which I can't keep up very much right now. So that's kind of why I'm over at InvestFeed. They do such a good job over there, and we got a lot of good people over there to interact with and kind of help keep us guided in the right direction. So come on over and follow some of the folks over there. Yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna do another video here, probably another hour or two, where I'm gonna go over a little bit more about the options. Again, some of our members and subscribers have asked about that, and I had corresponded back, but then I kind of realized that some people are absolutely brand new and others aren't. So I'm going to kind of go over a little bit about what I do, just show it simple, the type of orders I put in, how I do them, that kind of thing. And then we're going to look again. I'm going to talk about some of these returns we've got, and the examples I'm going to give are some of the positions I closed out on InvestFeed here on the 21st. If we would have played those on those origination dates going back, several months, play the options on them, you'll see on the Thinkorswim platform, we can go back and we can play those and look at the think back and see what kind of profits we would have had compared to the actuals just off the stock price gains. Okay, that's that. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. We'll see you next time. And come on over to investfeed.com. We'll see you there. And if you have any questions, you can reach me at topflighttrades@gmail.com. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.